I'd be interested from your perspective, is there anywhere that you see contract catering maybe having an advantage, something that the high street could learn?
I think where it's brutal, right? The peak that you guys face, the contract catering face, is brutal. I mean, it's brutal in high street because it's 12 till 2, 6 till 8, right? Or 7 till 9, whatever it might be, depending where you are. But in an office space, you're probably thinking about an hour, 90 minutes, where you've got these people to come in. So it's a brutal spike that you have to manage. However, what you just alluded to there is the personalization of working with these people regularly, understanding your customers regularly. And I don't know if it happens or not, but my understanding would be if you were using the correct loyalty, CRM, whatever it might be, voucher led, whatever you want to do, but in encouraging these people to dine more often with you, do different things with you. As I said, don't keep not using the if you call it a restaurant space the same way, use it in different ways and different ways for different people. I think some of the advantageous data you're going to get and some of the understandings of how a human will behave when they're invited to the same place over and over again, but for different reasons, is fascinating. And I think that's where I think the high street has that, but I think it's harder to acquire because on the high street, the competition is time 10x, right? You're fighting for them to be in the Apple Wallet, right? So it's the hardest thing. In the office, you've got them. They're there. As you said, not captive anymore, which I think is a good thing for contract because it's going to force them into being more innovative, more creative, different food options, grab and go, much more innovative to make them eat it wherever they want, not just stuck in a silo in the little room. So I think on loyalty and personalization, I think you guys probably are learning more quickly than even you know about. Do you know, maybe than even the suppliers in there know. And I think it'd be interesting to see some of the data coming out on the back of that and how people do behave.
Yeah, and I think it's that unique thing of being the place outside of your home where you eat the most statistically.
Yeah,
And I know that
true, yeah.
probably falling. What it means for us often is that health trends and tracking and that kind of thing become really important to customers.
Yeah.
So linking with Apple Health or MyFitnessPal, because a lot of that food consumption is coming in the contract catering space.
What about, I imagine merchandising is quite interesting as well in terms of the way you guys have to merchandise. Again, quick fix, hour window to be able to guarantee people are going to do what you want them to do in that hour. I imagine the contract caterers have got a heap of experience in that space and are actually able to switch people, will push them throughput really quick, get them to do what they want to do, which I think is always a challenge. I remember at Sky, a quick story, we had at the EPOS, we had 2 glass jars and you had to put a red ball or a yellow ball in, depending on if you were happy when we took over. Honestly, I never want to see a red ball again in my life. It was horrific. But it was just this instant feedback, instant learning around whether you're good at your operation or not. The high street doesn't get that quick enough. And they only learn most of the time is through drop of sales, drop of traffic, and then it's a slippery slope you can't get back. I think you guys have the advantage, contract have the advantage where you can immediately react to a problem, which I think is fascinating. Again, I think with AI now, you guys have a bunch of data that will teach the next generation what to do well, which is a bit longer coming out of the high street.